Georgians. So, one thing that I'm doing for my students this semester is setting up the tutorial schedule in their Google Classroom calendars. And so, my calendar, I have a lot of different calendars and I share a lot of different calendars too. But I'm setting this up for one to clear my schedule because I do use the Calendly links. So it blocks off that time for it. And then also, I want my students to be able to see it and to easily look at their calendar, be able to find links, be able to look at their schedule, and to see all of the different like office hour options or the intervention and support options. So to do that, it's first what I recommend you do is to go have your students make sure that they add your classroom calendar to their calendar. So what they're going to have to do is go to classwork. And once they're there in your class or your classroom, then they'll click on classwork. My internet's being a little bit slow right now, so we'll just wait for it. But what you're going to have to do is have them click on their Google Calendar. So once they've clicked on your classroom, then click on classwork, you'll see this Google Calendar option. And when they click on it, if their class is not already added into their calendar, a pop-up is going to appear saying, would you like to add this calendar to your calendar? They'll just accept it and then they'll be good to go. So whatever you post, assignment due dates, anything like that, or anything that you add to the calendar will automatically show up on their calendar as well. Now, it is a little tedious to set up, but once it's set up, it is up and running. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the tab that's already open. And so what I'm going to do is just to add to the calendar. Now, what makes this tedious is you're going to have to repeat this for each of your classes that you're in. Like I said, though, is once you have it set up, then you don't have to worry about it any longer. So it takes a little, like 15 minutes maybe, if that, to set it up, and then you can kind of forget about it for the rest of the semester. So here I can see all the things that are, like I said, a lot of different calendars that I've added into and then I have a part of. But what I want on Mondays, my tutorial schedule to be set up. So I'm just going to double click on here. And I'm going to call this God Office Hours. I'm going to click on repeats weekly on Monday, and then my office hours and our schedule office hours are from 1:40 to 2:20. And I have this. Now I'm going to ignore where it says add Google Meet conferencing. You can set that up, but just keep in mind that if you open this up for students and it repeats every Monday, your students may be able to get in before you do on like the second time you do the meet, or they might be able to access this link later. So for safety reasons, I'm going to include the link that I want to include down here where it says add description. So I already kind of typed out something that I wanted to say. So just as a reminder of my office hours, they can stop by to ask a question or get support. And then I use Zoom, but you can attach like your Google Classroom Meet if you use it, or if you're changing it at each office hour or whatever, just say like what you're doing for it. So you could just say like, see Google Classroom for the link. So if you're changing it daily, just tell them to see the Google Classroom for the link, just as a reminder. And then once I have this, now I'm adding this to my calendar because I want this to be blocked off. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now I'm going to repeat that same process for each of my classes. So this is where it gets tedious and where it might muddle up your calendar. Remember, when you have your calendars on the side here, like you can unclick anything that you don't want to see on your calendar. So like a lot of like the stuff for my class, I don't need to see personally, so I can unclick it so it's not muddling up my calendar. But I do want this to show in period 2's calendar as well. So I'm going to click again and just repeat the same process. So dot office hours. This is going to repeat weekly on Mondays from 1:40 to 2:20. Oh, sorry, actually this time it should be from 1:40 to 3 o'clock. I'll have to change it on the other calendar there. And then here I can change which calendar it goes to. So I want this to go to period 2. Again, I just save time by copying and pasting what I want to put in this box here with the Zoom link. and then I'll click save and repeat again. So I do this for my office hours, and then when my students can see that when they pull up their calendar, they can see the office hours, have direct information of how to join those office hours. Again, we want to make this as easy and as visible for students as possible. So I have my students check their Google calendars pretty regularly. So I want them to be able to see the office hours and the intervention support times all listed. So that's just one way that I'm helping my students keep organized, and then I'm making my office hours and my time and my links all visible and available for them. All right. So have a great day. If you have any questions, please let me know.